Another evening is here, and what are you doing? The same thing you were doing yesterday and the day before, slacking. And I love you for it. Good evening. Hey, you just coming to grips with your new identity? It's great, huh? All you gotta do is make up a new you, do whatever you want. Cut your hair, dye it, come out of the closet, change your name. I'm Sage. I wrote a poem about fog once and not being able to see and not getting trapped by the expectations of society. Just be aware that fog is on the way. Sometimes I just talk, and I love the sound of my voice and how I sound when I speak. There's a fog warning in effect. I've been told by the PD that I have to say that, especially since I'm banging him and we don't even like each other. In fact, we hate each other. Just beware on the drive home. Good morning, San Andreas. The baby boom is officially over. You are all irrelevant. Now die. Tattoos, gritted teeth, guitars on fire. I really give a shit. For everyone who's still in bed, I am so hot for you right now. How can you sleep when we need to go to diners and look at each other and smoke cigarettes and be moody? The Night Session on Radio X. Darkness is just the beginning. Nighttime is the right time for criminal behavior on Radio X. Great news! It's gonna be a beautiful day to be outside. It's gonna rain! It's a perfect day to wear plenty of mascara and just mope about in the rain. Weather, your soul, both are raining. God, I need someone with a guitar. I'm ready to sing. It's gonna be raining today. Thank God, finally. Bust out the candles, incense, and a bad horror paperback. There's a particularly moody storm coming in. Prepare to cry. We don't listen to authority or old people or people who say they're experts because anybody over 25 is stupid. Stay inside today because it's going to be sunny. Sunshine is in your future according to the weatherman. He is such a dick. I can't believe I have to read this public service shit. We should have all just died in that earthquake because now you can't go between Los Santos and Red County and they have no idea when it's going to open, which sucks because I met this really amazing guy over there and he's got safety pins through his genital area. It's brilliant, especially when I bring my magnet. All those lazy construction people who, in fact, are lazier than I am, if that's possible, have finally gotten some work done and they've opened up the transport link between Red County and Flint County. God, I long for another earthquake. Okay, this totally sucks. I was just loving that feeling of being trapped, the no way out kind of thing, but the work is done and Red County and Bone County are back together like an abusive relationship, not dissimilar to the one I just got out of. The Mako Span, Fallow Bridge, Martin Bridge, and Frederick Bridge have all reopened. I just need somebody to bring me some green alcohol, a Danzig record, and a lighter, because I'm setting myself on fire. Radio X, going to the phones. I'm Sage. What's your name?
It's definitely not Sage. What a stupid name. Maybe I should have one name so I could be on the radio.
Listen, after my rebirth, when I found myself one day while staring out a window listening to spoken word, my old name became irrelevant.
I'll tell you what's irrelevant. That ridiculous photography you have on exhibit in San Fierro. That shit sucks.
Hey, my black and white photographs really capture the existence of the essence. So screw you.
But it's just you and your loser friends striking lethargic poses with a person stabbing a dove and another person licking a coloring book. You can at least show some skin, douche.
Depression and angst are a lifestyle choice, my friend, and life is art. Do you know how cool I am because I smoke clove cigarettes? This is Radio X, and my lungs are bleeding. I'm gonna die. What is cooler than that? This stupid phone has been flashing for hours. I guess I should answer it just in case my mom died or something. You know, that'd be so typical of her. She's so selfish.
Hey, Sage, look, you play great music and all, but you really are full of yourself. I mean, you look like you need to go into rehab. Hell, I saw you in the men's bathroom at the Soundgarden concert. I don't even tell you where the urinal cake was.
Oh, that explains it. I've been burning Psirus pubis with a lighter for weeks. Those little bastards.
The few teeth you do have are gunmetal gray from cigarettes and drug abuse, and you dressed like you blew up a homeless person, then knitted his clothes back together.
I know. Isn't it great? Living in the suburbs is so much worse than the ghetto. This is our time. It's our letter, and it's X. Being a DJ is so hard. I mean, finding something to say between songs that's meaningful, it's a gift. I'll tell you why our generation has no attention span. We're constantly getting bombarded with commercials and music. It's disgusting. It's like all you want to do is sell, sell, sell. My name is Sage. I can't even remember my last name. Sage, Radio X, alternative. God, I love crying. I have so much pain, you couldn't possibly understand me unless you tried sleeping with me. Hi, this is Sage, and I am so hot for Scottish guys. Guys in skirts, very alternative. I don't want a real job because I don't care about your values. I'm a rebel, which is why I had some Celtic artwork tattooed on my arm to prove it. So go screw yourself. God, I have to work so hard. I have to press this button for the next song to play. It's Radio X. You know what's great about this station? It's like a big mixtape. Someday bleak souls will be able to make mixed CDs and not have to actually sit through the drudgery of their own creation. Pain is music. Music is about being an individual. So everyone, listen to this music. It's Radio X. I just hope these drugs kick in soon. No tracers yet, and if it doesn't happen soon, I'm gonna need to get my money back. When one makes a revolution, one cannot just mark time. One must always go forward. Lenin said that. He's dead, and he knew what he was talking about. The problem with the world today is people over 30. If you were in your 20s, you'd be getting high, getting drunk, laying around all day, and you wouldn't be able to cause any problems. War starts because you're old, there's nothing to do, and you can't find any pot. This is Sage on Radio X. Do you love it? Just say it. Say it. Sage. How did it make you feel? Sage, bringing the future of rock and roll, and trust me, I know where it's headed. Oh, you think you get a break from being in a revolution? We're not going to stop. Heads are gonna roll. And I'm talking specifically about that bitch at the record store. You're back on Radio X. I'm Sage. And yes, that is my real name. And if you don't believe me, you can go fuck yourself. I heard some new casino was just opened in Venturas. How is that news? I mean, is it like we think that's culture? It's complete crap. A bunch of fat, bald guys gathering around gambling. That's not culture. Culture is bad-mouthing your parents and smoking cigarettes. This is Sage on Radio X, the alternative, bringing the best in modern rock to anyone in San Andreas who's smart enough to understand. We seem to have a big rap crisis. It's not really a crisis, just for me, it's a crisis. First it was that guy Doggy Mad, and now it's Og Loke. Who wants to be a gangster anyway? There's too much work involved. I mean, I just want to sit around all day and stare at candles. It's Sage Radio X, and apparently there's a riot going on right now. I told you, we will not be stopped. This is a revolution, people. Alternative rock is leading the way, and I'm personally gonna smash your windows. Radio X, it's Sage, and did you hear about all that pot that got burned down the other day? Oh man, I might have to go back on the hard stuff again soon. I don't care about myself, so why would I care about you, or poor people, or the rainforest? I'm poor in spirit. God, I smell. I had my armpits tattooed the other day, and the guy said that I can't bathe for 2 weeks. I can remember huffing paint to that song. Those were the days. Whoa. I think it was yesterday, maybe at the state park. Our generation is gonna do great things. Hi, you're back on the X. I'm sorry I'm a little busy right now. I'm looking in the mirror. I'm seeing beauty and destruction all at the same time. Being born in the 70s is like really lonely and an emotional experience. Let's have some music for our souls and think about that. My trust fund is meaningless to me. Meaningless. I'll probably just give it away. Here's a record for you. I went to a party last night. Nobody showed up. It was so great. I really felt like it was the start of something special. I had a circle of candles around me, and for the first time in my life, I actually felt love. One of the cool things about these bands, I don't think any of them are on a major label. You can't even buy their records. You can only hear them here on this station. God, we're so alternative. God, I love gray. It's like a color not dedicated to one side yet. It's still figuring out who it is. So there's a pretty good chance you can sleep with it. This is the future. Our generation is going to do big things. I can feel it. We just need to hear more music. Thank God the future is going to be really awful for everyone. I can't wait. God, I want to spend some time in Prague learning about myself, or just moping. You know what? It's time for something from someone who's been around but who completely understands our generation. Ozzy Osbourne, he's a hellraiser. He's like me, though. I raise purgatory. I'm on so much medication right now. You know when music reaches down to your very soul and it touches you so much that you just go stupid, you're dumb, you can't think a thought, and you have to make a mixtape just to be able to communicate with other people? My life is that. We have heroes. Some of them eat bats. Ozzy rocks ass. If you disagree, please die. That was great, but I'm sort of ambivalent about it. Music is the only thing that we have left because none of my friends have jobs. The machine is raging. What are you killing in the name of? I mean, if nobody killed, wouldn't we have a population crisis? I love postmodernism. I don't really know what it is, but I love it. All you Radio X listeners who are proud to be the first in decades to actually stand up against authority, this one's for you. See? Do you see? Finally, we don't believe your lies. We are protesting by bobbing our heads up and down, by being angry and not voting. We are really going to make a difference. It's like I told my ex-soulmate that I'm not in love with you. I'm more in love with your bleak outlook on life and your tattoos. I need to write that down in my poetry journal. If old people keep harassing me at family gatherings, asking me about the music of today and the rock of today, what I tell them is 3 words: faith, no more. And then I get drunk. People in their 30s have no clue what this music means. They have no idea what it's like to OD in a back alley with a complete stranger. Faith no more on the ex-midlife crisis. It's a great thing. I'll never hit one of those. That's what suicide is for. It's a revolution out there, and quite frankly, it's time to start chopping off some heads. I'd rather be dead than ignorant. Learn from me. I know what I'm talking about. This is the song I played my mother at my high school graduation, Danzig, with the plaintive cry of a generation. We're insane. We will rule. We're our own letter, our own element. Xe is xenon. I think I remember that it's a gaseous chemical element that's inert. I'm not quite sure on the details because I was huffing ether in class that day. That's a nursery rhyme for my generation. We don't give a shit. We don't. I smoke cigarettes, I smoke cloves, I smoke anything that can go up in flames. I'm crazy. That was Danzig. I slept with the whole band. If you're over 30, turn off the radio right now. You might find this a little disturbing. It's rock and roll, but not as you know it. It doesn't suck ass. The old rock and roll would have. You know, my parents go on and on about health insurance and benefits and disease prevention. I work in radio. Who cares about saving for the future? Here's a track for the guy that I did behind the clucking bell last night. This is the song I want played at my funeral very loud while everyone cries because I'm dead. How would that make you feel, Bill? I want my freaking CDs back. You don't understand. You can't understand. You're too old. You know, now that I think about it, they should just start killing people when they turn 29. We're going to be reincarnated anyway, so who cares? It's about time rock and roll really meant something and had something to say. What that is, I don't know. I just took a handful of pills. I'm not even quite sure what I'm talking about. But I'm edgy. The Mode are up next. Personal Jesus. Incredible. I have found one. And I think it's me. Radio X, this is modern rock for San Andreas. Keep it on the only letter that you can spell. You just can't argue with Depeche Mode. You can't. I've tried. I've spent nights, hours and hours. You can't do it. I want David Gone to move into my house. Out of the chaos comes order. Out of pain comes love. A heavy storm means God hates you. Also, you can't smoke out in the rain. It's that time of the month. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm so cranky. I killed a gas station attendant. But he deserved it. Here's a little song about something that I love to do. L7 with Pretend We're Dead. I feel dead right now. I threw my grin away and I'm feeling really strange. I am insane. Honestly. Someone should have a radio station exclusively dedicated to commercials. I mean, they've done it on TV. You know, pathetic losers high on crack would love it. That was L7. If you don't understand, please get up and go away. No, I'm serious right now. It's about being metaphoric, like a tumor. Do you understand? Shit, wake up. All right, this is Sage, the modern-day allegory, or is it allegory? It doesn't matter, I'm Sage. I pronounce things how I want. Rusty Cage, Soundgarden, Radio X, The Alternative. The alternative to what? Don't know. Now don't forget, each weekend we meet in the park and watch German expressionist silent films projected on a tree. Things that are foreign are so moving. I think Soundgarden, plant one in your closet. I broke out of my rusty cage a long time ago and ran. Of course, that was a mental hospital. I'm bulimic. Could someone please just sleep with me? That is such a great song. So much better than cartoons. I hate cartoons. They're so stupid and cheery. Life is not cheery. Keep it going, like a binge or something. Or Radio X. The alternative. Why stop and think about anything when you can just get caught in a routine? I can never move to the East Coast with like seasons and reality and jobs and whatnot. Do you think it's natural to itch this much? I can't believe that everybody sucks except for me. I'm the only one who gets it. You're on Radio X, the alternative with Sage. Helmet with Unsung. You're on Radio X, the alternative, and I'm your host, Sage. I hope you all die. That's rock and roll, people, the way we want it. This is my time. Just get out of the way. I'm wearing plaid. Honestly, I don't give a shit. That's why my name is Sage. Rock and roll is undergoing a complete and total revolution. Some people aren't going to make it. Some of us are going to be wearing crowns, the kings and the queens. This is our time. We're going to keep it going pretty hard. Radio X, something from a couple years ago or sometime back. I don't know. I can't remember all that stuff. What I do is I play what I want. I'm Sage. I do what I want. I slept with this guy once. Guns N' Roses gonna blow your head off. And they will. You know, when I freed myself from the tyranny of this society by not wearing underpants, it really let me air out my mind. That's a record. No argument, not from me or anyone else who has half a brain. I love the jungle. Agent Orange is great. Nature, no longer. Only music. I love all this music. My father's rich, but that hasn't affected my lazy outlook on life.